Life insurance is like I was traditionally trained in a company that focuses primarily on retirement income, so we do a lot of annuities.
Yeah.
So I had to learn life insurance and the pains of the underwriting process on my own.
It's a lot more challenging than
annuities. Annuity, you fill out an application and it goes through suitability and there's an annuity. Life insurance is a process,
it's a whole
you know,
process.
And so having the right team behind me that helps me, and I have other great team members that help me with these things, that it's essential because you ultimately want to serve the client at a high level. And there's some tricks you got to get through, some things you got to jump through to get through underwriting.
Hey, what's going on, cash flow hackers? It's Chris with Life 180, and I'm here with my buddy Danny Romberg, and this is going to be a fun video. If you are a life insurance agent and you're looking to build your business, or you know what, even if you are somebody who's kind of curious about life insurance products and how they may or may not fit into your life, and you're looking to figure out, okay, what am I looking for in an agent? This is going to be a good video. We're going to go through a lot. Now, if you don't know who Danny is, Danny has been in the business for about 9 years. He's been wildly successful in his own right doing different types of business. He focuses on like single pay mech policies, annuity business, other kinds of like long-term care stuff, and deals with a lot of retirees and whatnot. And so he's had a lot of success there. The part that I've been, and biggest reason that I have Danny on and we're doing this specific video, is because of the fact that I've just been blown away by this guy in the sense that he knew this other side of the business that he's done successfully, but he has this like unique ability and desire or drive or whatever you want to call it, that he's learning about the whole life insurance space, right? And so every time he comes over, because we live pretty close to each other.
Yeah, fortunately we're in the same part of town.
Yeah. And so every time he comes over to the house, you know, or we talk about a concept and I send him an illustration, or he needs help with something and I show him something, he's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that existed. Like, so he's learning about it and he gets excited about it. And the part that blows me away is that even though he doesn't know that much about it, he knows enough and he gets moving. And as soon as I showed him a concept this morning, he's like, all my clients need that. Oh my gosh, you know, like I know so many people that would be like, that would benefit from that. Yeah. And I guarantee you within 2 days, there's going to be an app submitted for somebody that will benefit from that, because he sees something, he takes action. And what I love about him is he's all about serving people, helping identify problems, articulate and show solutions. Yeah. And when you looked at, like, just use what I showed you this morning.
Yeah, that was a game changer. That was incredible.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, but it's not like, hey, look at this product, and it's not just like theoretical.
No.
You're instantly thinking about, like, what are the problems that solves, and who do I know that would benefit from it?
Yeah, 100%. Right? I get chills talking about it just now, because it's like, I literally view my responsibility as like, my clients look at me and they want me to be out learning as much as I can. You don't want a stagnant agent.
Amen.
Who thinks they know everything, and then that's what they're serving their clients with. Like my clients, I feel like, have the expectation of me to be proactive, be coming to your house, learning these tools, networking with other professionals, and then taking that knowledge and benefiting them, because that's what they want. They want that edge, and I'm always out looking for it. So I appreciate you sharing it with me.
It's amazing, man. Yeah. So this video, I want to go through like the activity, right? Like, so because you are a unique agent. You've had a lot of success, and we both know that only 8% of life insurance agents have any success after 3 years, and it's like remain, you know, that they survive, right? And so you've been doing it for 9 years. You are way above the average success level. And
thank you. And
so that said, if you could share with me, and let's have a conversation about, like, what do you do from an activity perspective, from a mindset perspective? Like, how do you actually go out and be productive and like create revenue for yourself? Because, like, I'm a big believer, before you put the oxygen mask on somebody next to you on the plane, like, you got to take care of yourself. So, like, as an agent, it can't be about you making commission, like, and the commission that you're going to make. It's got to be about serving people. And if you focus on the service of the people first, the revenue, you're going to get paid in direct correlation to the value that you provide other people. Yeah, right? That 100%. You serve other people with. And I think you just embody that.
Thank you.
As well as anybody I've met in the industry. So talk about it.
Yeah, so thank you. This is my favorite topic, by the way. I think we can do so much with this, and I'm so excited for this video. There's so many things I want to say. So, okay, so first of all, I can't start this video without giving some credit and gratitude to my father. Like, I'm blessed. Like, I'm not the average insurance agent where you're coming into the business and it's like, sell your family and friends, try to make it, grit, fight.
Yeah.
I was blessed to like walk into a pretty big agency already. Like, my dad has built an incredible business serving people for 35 years. Like, him and my mom bringing me in, teaching me the business. Like, I had a huge leg up, first of all. So I got to mention that right off the bat. But I also used that and said, okay, well, I have this blessing in this position. How can I like maximize it, right? Like, how can I like really take this gift and like serve as many people as I can? And I've had other mentors put their arms around me. And I think that's where it starts, is like making sure that you're around the right people. Mentors are super crucial, people that can help shortcut your knowledge or get you to places that you want to be faster. And then spending time with people in the business. Yeah, like that's what it's all about, is you got to be around other professionals that are doing it at a high level, learning from them and being humble. Like, a lot of times you go to these meetings of financial professionals and everybody, it's like what's the right way to say it? It's like
ego fest.
An ego fest. Like, everybody wants to talk about their golf trip or their car. It's like, I'm quiet. Like, I'm silent at those meetings and I'm just writing notes, taking it in, right? So like, I think maintaining that attitude, and it helps because I'm young, so it's easy to do that. Like, I can be that.
How old were you when you got into the business?
I was 22, turning 23.
Okay.
Cool. So young.
That's awesome.
Like, really.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's the benefit of being young and having 9 years of experience. Like, I kind of have that energy, but I also have 9 years. I mean, it's not like a seasoned vet, but
you don't have a gray hair yet. It's amazing.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So that's crucial. But before we jump into like the day-to-day tactics of what I think it takes to do this at a high level, I think the first thing is, like, you have to understand what an amazing responsibility this is.
Totally.
I mean, there's a lot of great honorable professions out there. Teachers, police officers, firefighters, first responders. Like, those are like jobs, military, that I have a ton of respect for.
Totally.
But I have a lot of respect for what we're doing too when it's done the right way.
Amen.
I'm going to tell you a quick story about like something that changed my life. So I had a really good friend of mine when I first got into the business. I was a couple years in, and I was really focused on like helping people with annuities, like you had mentioned, and it was one of the first life insurance policies I'd ever written. And so my buddy was in the police academy, and I don't know if you've ever been around anybody who's been trained in the police academy before, but when they come out of the police academy, they are like fired up. Like, they train these men and women to know that, hey, you may be called to lay your life down on the line to serve, and they're like dealing with that fact for the first time, and it's visceral. Like, it's so he goes, dude, I got to get life insurance. So I go, okay, like, I'm kind of still new. I'm like, I haven't really written much life insurance. So I write him a term policy, right? I go to his house to deliver the policy. And as I'm handing him the policy from across the kitchen table, I glance down his hallway, and his wife, who's pregnant, is sitting on the bed of their 2-year-old reading her a bedtime story. Like, powerful, and that moment changed it for me. And that's when I realized, like, that's what we're doing. Like, that's what it's about, So finding your why is crucial. Like, you got to have something that you're passionate about in the business and drives you. So that's essential, first off, to have that. The second thing I think that is crucial is you have to sell yourself first. Like, I know so many professionals that are out there meeting with clients every single day, and then I talk to them like, well, how much life insurance do you own? And they're like, So I think that's really important.
Be a product of the product.
Exactly. You got to eat your own cooking, right? Like, if you wouldn't do it yourself, why are you showing it to other people?
Right.
Like, I own a tremendous amount of life insurance because I'm young. And if I were to die right now, like, my wife's got a long way to go. And I don't want her to be, remarried and happy. I want her to be miserable and rich. So that's why I own the life insurance.
Miserable and rich. Nice.
No, I'm kidding. But, that's important, is like, the other thing is, I think it's really forecasting your future potential. Like, so many men and women are like, oh, I'm going to change the industry, right? But then they own like, 250 grand of term. Right? Like buy what you think you're going to be worth down the road and map your actions towards that, right?
Well, you can't over-insure yourself. The insurance company's not going to let you.
You can't. I mean, there's certain levels,
I mean,
right? But you certainly could go up to an appropriate amount of coverage.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And
I think there's a lot of people underneath that are even in the business.
Totally.
So I think that's crucial too.
And I would say to that point, having or becoming and being a product of the product. Enables you to share stories, right? Like, it becomes, you have the ability to kind of talk about, like, here's why I'm doing this. Here's why I'm in the business. I believe in this because, it's a more authentic conversation.
I love showing my clients my policies.
Yeah.
Like, I carry them with me. I'm like, here's what I own. Here's what my mom owns.
You carry them with you?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I show
cool.
people like, hey, here's what I own. Like if I'm going to recommend this company and I own it too, like I wouldn't do anything for you that I wouldn't do for my family.
Well,
myself.
that's true.
And
like, and you've shown that, like, with just the whole life stuff.
Right.
Like, I mean, it is what it is. You're doing it.
I initially, right away, I was like, hey, Chris, if I'm going to dive in, I'm buying a policy.
Yep.
And I'm in underwriting and I'm almost done. I'm excited about it.
And I never had to ask you to do that. I never had to be like, Dan, did I ever mention it once? Did I ever?
No, you didn't need to. I saw it and I'm like, I need this, right?
Exactly.
Like, not only do I need this, but I couldn't go sell it if I didn't own it myself or wasn't willing to own it if it was right for me. So that's the important thing is like, I really believe in it a lot.
Yeah.
It's crucial. Now, things that I think are also essential is having the right curriculum, like the right reading list is really valuable. Like I think there's some non-negotiables in this industry that if agents haven't read, I don't know how they could, do things at a certain level if they haven't achieved these, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
There's some crucial works and people out there. I mean, just to shout out a couple. Like
I'm curious to hear your list.
Tom Hegna.
Yeah, oh, amen.
Love
that guy.
Tom Hegna is a non-negotiable to me.
Yep.
If you have not read Retirement Alpha, I don't know how you can even sell annuities at the level. Like, it's there, right?
Yep.
David McKnight is another one for me. I really love David's work on how he's helping people to prepare for the taxation. I would throw in the whole life case. You got cash flow hacking, which is crucial.
Yep.
Right? And that's getting that's exciting. I'm excited about that. The And Asset, Caleb Williams, that's crucial. And then there's a gentleman named Van Miller who's got a letter just for professionals.
He's
and
awesome.
that newsletter, that's a non-negotiable for me. Those are staples that I think are so crucial to be able to take and then apply and help serve people because they're powerful stuff.
Yep.
Which is great. And then I think it's important too to be looking for financial professionals that are obsessed. Like I'm obsessed. I always joke with my clients. I'm like, I don't have any hobbies. Like this is my thing,
Yeah.
And like, a lot of agents or advisors are out like on these like long trips or like they hunt, they golf, they bowl, and it's like, I don't have time for that, man. I want to be doing like I have a strict work-life balance, and it's like family and clients.
I know.
And
a lot of times Hannah will come home and I'll be working on stuff, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you think I'm doing?" She goes, "You're such a nerd." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I don't know what to tell you."
You love that stuff. But no, it's great though, man, because you're taking that and you're changing lives.
Totally.
And if you're a nerd that's changing the world, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think the obsession mindset, like to a healthy degrry.
Yeah.
Like you also don't want the person who's so obsessed that like they end up pushing away the people that are close in their life.
Sure.
And then they end up like, you want balance, right? If you're a professional or you're working with someone, like a good balance in their life is important to look at because you're trusting that person.
Totally.
Another crucial thing is like a continuity strategy for whoever you're working with. So like one of the things I love working with my dad is like he's got the experience of 35 years. So our clients love that.
Yeah,
but I'm coming up, and they know that when he's setting up something for retirement for them, that I'll be there still.
Totally.
And that's crucial. Like if you're setting up a retirement income strategy with somebody who's on the verge of their own retirement, like they're not going to be there to see it through.
Totally.
So making sure that there's good continuity with the people you work with is crucial.
Love it.
And I'd say one other thing, if I could just throw in there, because now I'm just kind of ranting here.
Yeah, no, I love it.
The team approach is vital.
So
I
key.
have. Like people always criticize me because they go, you spend so much time talking about things that are outside of like your discipline. Like I literally will help my clients set up their meetings to go visit the attorney so the attorney can do their trust. I will set up time for my clients to go visit the mortgage broker. I will set up time. But what I've learned sitting in those meetings, invaluable. Like I've been able to sit with CPAs, listen to how they're coaching their clients, and just because I joined my client at the meeting, now I'm getting the benefit of all the things that I hear in those meetings.
Yeah.
Same with the estate planning
and
attorney,
you're building
with
relationships
the financial advisor
with those people.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I'm the one helping to bring them connected to the team. And I also like to be responsible for helping to communicate because people get lost. Like they have an attorney that's telling them to do something over here, a financial advisor over here, an insurance agent, a CPA, right? A real estate agent, and they're responsible for communicating the strategy amongst all these people. I just don't think it should be that way. I think they should all be talking to benefit that person directly. So I think that creates a better experience, and I think it's more cohesive strategies for people, which is essential to look for, I think.
Yeah, I think, and plus, like, think about it this way. You're just adding value to that person. You know they need it. You're not getting compensated directly for it. But you're adding value. You're solidifying or galvanizing that relationship. You're expanding new relationships with the people, the other professionals, the attorney or the CPA or whoever it is. And you're building trust. And that's going to help you get more referrals. That's going to help your business expand. That's going to help you have it's going to increase your what we call persistency, right? Like the renewals and like your relationships are going to be better. And so your business, the quality of the business and everything that you do is going to be better, right? Yeah. I want to go back to something you said.
Okay.
About team approach.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what I was really impressed by when you first started working with us is like, hey, you know what you do and you know what you do well. And then if you could have somebody in a team handle the parts that you didn't want to deal with, like taking the app and doing the managing the back end of things, you didn't even balk at having to give up a percentage of, of a deal to write somebody else on a case to be able to, you stay in your unique ability, right? Like
100%.
Speak to that for me.
Okay, that is crucial.
Yeah.
Because I know where I serve people.
Yep.
Like I serve people in helping to have great conversations, learn their objectives, and help them to find the right solutions.
Yep.
That's what I do.
Yep.
The paperwork side of it is not my skill set.
Not much fun either, but like
fun.
Sometimes people like it.
Yeah, they do.
For people like you and I, it's not like...
No, and some people are like very diligent and incredible at administrative tasks, which are essential to business.
Yeah, 100%.
That's not my role. I've never like spent a lot of time building that skill set, right? But I have spent a lot of time building my knowledge and ways that I can help take that knowledge and communicate it so people can actually understand what these things are instead of being like, just going, so high level with it. So yeah, for me, like that's a form of like leverage, like that was a very valuable tool to me because then that frees me up to go talk to more people and serve more people. If I'm not sitting there for hours, trying to figure out all the, nuances of administrative processes.
Right. Because I mean, if you have somebody, like if you had to take 2 apps today and deal with all that, it's going to take you 5 hours to deal with it all. Right.
Right.
But you could spend 5 hours talking to other people, getting more business. It's that leverage.
Yeah, life insurance is like I was traditionally trained in a company that focuses primarily on retirement income. So we do a lot of annuities.
Yeah.
So I had to learn life insurance and the pains of the underwriting process on my own.
It's a lot more challenging than
annuity. You fill out an application and it goes through suitability and there's an annuity. Life insurance is a process,
it's a whole
process. And so having the right team behind me it helps me, and I have other great team members that help me with these things. That it's essential because you ultimately want to serve the client at a high level. Yeah. And there's some tricks you got to get through, some things you got to jump through to get through underwriting. Yeah. That's important.
So you and I were just talking before we started filming this video about activity, like daily activity, and the importance of daily activity. And I was showing you the Life 180 Agent Success Planner, and we were talking about mindset, activities, and we were going through kind of like the point system. And you were saying, that's kind of what I do. Like that's kind of like, it's not exact, but it's basically like you kind of do it, and I go, well, of course you do. That's why you're successful. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like
I pieced it together over time, and I think that what you've created is incredible, and I think that it's going to serve me still to go to the next level. Yeah. But winning your morning for me is essential. It took me a long time to realize that. Yeah. Like getting yourself set up for the next day, the day before is essential. But having the right way to prime your mindset to go into the day. Like people are relying on you to bring them information and help inspire people to take action. Yeah. And you cannot do that if you are like just in a negative mindset, a scarcity mindset, if you're feeling fear, letting that run your day. Yeah. And all of us deal with this in any profession. But taking control of your morning, getting your mindset right, and deciding who you're going to be that day and what you're going to focus on, that's essential. And then going and doing it consistently day in and day out. Yeah. At the end of the day, I always do a recap. Yeah. I go back through my day and go, where did I step out of consciousness? Where did I fall off? And how could I do that better tomorrow? Yeah. And if I start to mentally rehearse that and practice that for me and my clients, my family, my friends, then I get to show up as a better version. And I stack enough of those days on top of each other, and all of a sudden, I'm a positive, abundant, person. So that's crucial to me, is getting the morning and the nighttime. Those are daily practices that are non-negotiable. Yeah. They're sacred. Getting up early enough to do a workout before my family wakes up, non-negotiable. I got to get the blood moving. I got to be done before they wake up because that's my time with them. I do work a lot. Yeah. But breakfast table, dinner table, sacred. Yep. Like never miss it, right? Love it. So having those sacred boundaries that like anchor your day, and then just going out and doing as much as you can in between, I feel like has served me. So I think that's important. And then also like little things, like I don't drink. Not for religious reasons. I just think like I don't want to wake up on Monday hungover
Yeah.
when I'm out trying to help people, you know, change their lives. Like
Totally.
you can't be that guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's crucial. You know, another big thing I'm huge on is not crashing into Monday morning. When what I mean by that is you have a hectic week, you take the weekend off, you check out, and then Monday morning is just a nightmare because all the stuff that's built up from the last week you haven't dealt with, and then you're just boom right into Monday.
Yep.
I focus on Sunday nights is like I line up the week.
Okay.
You know, I go back to the office, I sit down, and I think that's crucial for getting yourself set up for success.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those are some little practices and tactics.
I think it's amazing. So before we end, I want to ask.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Oh, here we go. Here's the.
Why? Because this is a frustration point for me. You know, because like I create a lot of content. We have a team. I coach a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, and the nature of it. And I don't mean this critically on anybody.
Sure.
Because everybody's got their own journey. Everybody has their own challenges and weaknesses and skill sets and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But we do have such a high failure rate, sadly, in the industry. Why do you think it is that? Because I don't think there's a lack of information on what to do, right? Like,
no.
So why?
There's never been more, by the way. I mean,
I know.
Like with TikTok now, you can sit there and get tips.
Right.
Yeah.
So why do you think agents are not like actually executing, right? Like, so you hear something, I show you an illustration and a concept, and I show you like, hey, this is the 15-point day, this is the 15-point system, and you look at that and be like, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna like, and you're just gonna execute. Why do people not do it?
Yeah, it's a great question. And there's a lot there, and it's like I said before, it's just the way I know. So like I only know one way, which is like, if you know something that could benefit somebody and change their life, it's your responsibility to help share that with people. Like that's my mindset in it. Cool. But I think that the reason why people don't is there's a lot of people in the financial business that are very analytical. That's why they got into the financial business. And while I pride myself in being analytical and a critical thinker, people can overdo it. Analysis by paralysis by analysis, is I think the saying, right? So people will, and I think it's well-intentioned.
Absolutely.
I think they desperately want to always find the best of the best. But if you're in this business long enough, I think what you learn is there really is no such thing as like the best.
Totally.
It's so hard to quantify. You'll never know because everybody's situation is different. Things change.
People's lives change.
You try to get optimal. Tom Hegna talks about this, and you become the best in as many situations as you could possibly be most of the time. If you can get there, you're going to get as close to best as possible. But I think a lot of agents think that there's this like I found the illustration and that's this is the one. You know, and then they end up not serving people.
Yeah.
So that's my bigger thing with it is it's like, hey, maybe you were on this quest to find the perfect amount of like leverage or dividend or whatever, but then look at how many people you missed out on actually helping with the process. Like that's how I measure success is like, is it doing what my clients needed to do? Is it magnifying, getting them to their goals? Is it enriching their life? And if I'm checking those boxes and I'm making sure that it's doing that the best way I can, I feel like that's good service. So I think it's well-intentioned, but they get too in their own head. The other thing I think is just that mentality aspect we talked about.
Yeah.
Fear, doubt, imposter syndrome, things that keep people stuck, fixed beliefs that were never true in the first place.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, well, yeah, that would work for Chris, but that won't work for me. Like Chris, that good illustration, Chris,
Totally.
but I'll never find a client that'll fit for.
Yeah.
And so they make up their mind before they even take a shot. And so it's like there's people that are overthinking. There's people that are kind of stuck with their emotions. So I think those are the two drivers between people that aren't making progress when they hear something new and they could.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
And I think what's important, and I want you to speak to this because you probably have more success in this capacity because of how you got into the business, because you had your dad and family and a whole team that he had built. Yeah. So you came in with support. You came in trusting a situation, right? Like trusting an environment. Yeah. So the importance of getting with an organization and a team that you trust. So I'll tell you,
that's huge.
I had somebody reach out the other day because we have at Life 180, we have our compensation program, like system that we bring people in, right? And you start at a percentage and you can work your way up, right? Yeah. And we do this because we know how much we put into the people. We know how much we train and we know that it's a journey. And as you produce more and become more successful, you go up the ladder. That's just the way the business works, right? Now, I think what makes us unique and what we try to do is we try to really pour into the agents and serve them, right? Because people, quite frankly, you can go somewhere else and make higher commission right out of the gate than starting with us.
Right.
But there's value in working with that. And then when you work with us, knowing that you have a team, knowing that you can trust, like, well, I guess nobody knows they can trust us, but like, hopefully that's what we inspire, that trust once people join us, right? Like that's what we're going for.
Yeah.
You had the unique ability of joining because it's family. You trusted them, you grew up with it, like whatever.
Right.
But I think because you started out with that, like Stephen Covey wrote an amazing book, The Speed of Trust, right?
I've not read that.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I've read a lot of it, but I've not read The Speed of Trust.
It's amazing.
So I gotta check that out. Yeah.
And when you see that and you realize, like, I think that was out of all the things you were blessed with, that's probably the biggest blessing, because it helped instill those habits that make agents successful. Because when I see agents be successful out of the gate, they don't have that scarcity mindset of like, I need to control everything. I need to make all the commission.
Right.
I don't want to split a deal. I don't want to like stay in my unique ability. I don't want to give up a percentage of the case to have somebody handle the app and then this and then that and like whatever. They just like you know, like they're like Gollum. Like they're like,
don't touch my
like whatever, right?
Yeah, they don't want to give anything up.
But you've never had to deal with that because you came into it, and I think that's what helped you, like, you know what I mean? So can you talk about that?
There's two things I want to say. So first of all, I'm a huge fan of joint work.
Yeah.
You can get so much more done with two people helping, especially because they complement in different ways. The right joint work, right?
Yeah,
the right
of
people.
Course.
You guys to me are the right joint work. Like, you know, because I can tell you, and I can attest to this, joining Life 180, I would not have been able to do what I'm doing now for my clients at the level I'm doing it without you. And I'm not just saying that because I'm here. I'm saying like there was nowhere else I could find that would take me on and go, look, we're gonna like coach you on the best practices, the best designs, and show you how to do this the right way, and then provide the support to actually go get it done. Because in my current infrastructure, I didn't see it as possible. In my current state, I had to expand. I'd have to add team members. There was a lot. You guys brought all that to the table, and that was really special for me because that allowed me to go out and help serve people. That's important. I think that's crucial to touch on. But yeah, the ability to trust and do joint work and bring somebody else in as a specialist.
Totally.
You do more. I mean, that's the simple answer is you'll do more with joint work and, you know, giving up parts of what you make to have administrative help than trying to do it on your own. I mean, you just will. So maybe you get all of it, but I'd rather have some of something than nothing of the whole
Well, because
thing.
a lot of people like get into that analysis paralysis, whatever, and you think you want to keep going out and serving, but the bottom line is, like you said, having 0% or 100% of nothing, you know, or you can have a percentage of a lot more if you leverage people. And so, and I think that's because I get it. It's hard. It's a hard business to start. It's hard to be successful and find the confidence to build people. But the bottom line is, like, if you were just new in the business and you needed help with long-term care or annuities or something like that, and you came into a situation, you know, you could try to go do it on your own and figure it out. But the bottom line is you're not going to have the confidence. You are probably going to have an element of imposter syndrome, right? Like
when you're starting out.
And if you try to do that on your own, you're going to be in your own way. Or you could say, listen, I'm partnering with somebody like Danny, and I'm, you know, I know Danny's been doing this. He's done millions and millions and millions of dollars of sales in this, and he's served hundreds of people and done all this stuff. So I trust that he's going to do it the right way, right? And I trust that I could be mentored and learn and whatever from Danny. And so I'm going to partner with him, bring him in, learn it, do it, and then you can scale from there. And, you know, maybe next case or maybe 5 cases in, you're able to go and spread your wings and, you know, jump from the nest and kind of go.
What agents don't realize is they're actually missing out by not doing joint work because what you learn in those meetings has built my career. Like, I was so eager to do joint work, and I still am, because I know there's more I can learn. You know, and that's what's crucial is, like, you'll pick up something from that other agent or that comes out of that meeting, and you'll take it and be able to take it and 10x it with other people. But I have a lot of empathy for people getting in the business now. Like, if you're a new agent, I honestly think back all the time. I'm like, I don't know how do you get started? Like, how are people doing? You know, it's tough because it's not, you need that team, you need the right people around you, I think is crucial to get over that failure rate.
And the trust factor in that's where
you gotta trust that the people that have been doing it for many, many years have been doing it the right way. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. You know.
Totally. I love it. Well, thanks, man.
Thank you. This is a great one. Appreciate
I love it. So, guys, if you have any questions, comment in the comment section below. And Danny, I'm gonna put a link to his YouTube channel down in the description as well. So go check him out, follow him. Like this video, share this video if you're an agent, share it in different community threads. I think newer agents, people getting into this, I think this is going to be an extremely beneficial video that'll help and serve a lot of people one way or the other. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell that way you're notified, and next video, we'll see you then. Have a blessed, inspirational day. Talk soon.